Sincere apologies for that break. Meanwhile, in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital, the leadership of the Nigeria Labour Congress, led by its chairman, Comrade Sonny James, were at major premises of government offices, including the Idan Council Secretariat, the Dakar Secretariat, and the Federal Secretariat, to ensure workers complied with the NLC sit-at-home order.
And then the workers, the masses are suffering. So organized labor went further to say that if you don't also give it to the workers, we will go on protest. That was what led to this protest of August 2nd. On the day of the protest, Mr. President invited organized labor for a meeting on that same day by himself, and asked and requested for 1 week from the labor leaders that it will correct the wrongs. And in addition to strengthening the labor leaders that the end is in sight, the national leadership led by our son, Dr. Gospel Babio, invited organized labor for another meeting and also accepted to buy over the matter and report to Mr. President and get back to labor in 1 week. From 2nd of August till 2nd of September, 1 week has not arrived. And they have not communicated to labor from that time till today. So the insensitivity and seriousness of the committee is no more in doubt that they are not willing to conclude discussions. And then that is what led to the nationwide strike that we are encountering today, and it will continue tomorrow. Nobody is working anywhere in any state of the federation. It might not be very good for the economy, but he that is on ground needs to fear no fall. And we are requesting Mr. President to please look in the direction of the workers and the masses and have mercy on all of us.
Akbc News observed that other than government offices, public liability companies such as banks were closed in adherence to the sit-at-home order. The state governor, Pastor Umoino, has felicitated a cerebral statesman, the Benjamin Udobia, as he turned 71. Pastor Eno, on behalf of the government and people of Akwa Ibom, joined the family, political and business associates to wish him a happy birthday. He described Elder Udobia as a man of deep character and conviction, and one with unwavering and unabashed commitment to issues and cases that align with good principles. The state governor appreciated Elder Udobia for his support, unbridled hope, and faith in his journey to the Hilltop Mansion to further advance the growth and development of the state. Pastor Eno prayed for God's continued showers of good health and sound mind on the septuagenarian. As Governor Umoino marks 100 days in office today, several activities have been outlined to celebrate what has been termed the golden era. One of such activities is the commissioning of internal routes at Akbc Market, including Ndia Street in Uyo. Akbc 45 News visited the market to catch a glimpse of the project ahead of the commissioning and to feel the pulse of the people. This used to be the popular Ndia Street in Akbc Market. It had become inaccessible to vehicles as the road had been turned to a refuse dump site. This is the new look of the street, made possible by the Umoino administration. Living up to his campaign promises, Governor Umoino had within the first 1 month in office flagged off the construction of the popular Ndia Street and access road into the market with drainage and solar lighting. Speaking about the development, traders and buyers alike who spoke with Akbc News described the previous state of the road as terrible, adding that its new look is a promise kept.
So one of the changes I have seen is that there is peace in the market. I mean, this market area.
First of all, he did so he opened that doors being placed and constructing the road there.
and I'm phone on port on
the pandemic get the gain on Boro Mimbo Basimboria, Basena, no, you want to talk and tell me. I don't go out. But I'm the but I'm up to the part of Miro and Guyana Americanaro.
Bueno. Other activities include groundbreaking of the Arise City Estate in Birede Power in the Sipasutan local government area, flag off of distribution of palliatives at government warehouse, Ikodepenudo, in Sulubum local government area, as well as photo exhibition and dinner at the banquet hall, government house, Uyo. Mercy Ekere, Akbc News. And on to a special report from their monetary significance of not sweeping the house in the evening to the dismay of seeing and hearing an owl at night, from the impending bad luck of hitting the left foot on a stone to the sign of death from this shrill cry of a bush baby. These and many other superstitions have shaped the perception and understanding of life in various African settings. They dominate cultures and societies throughout history and have influenced morals and values of many communities. However, presently, perhaps with the influence of religion and modernization, superstitions are losing their grips on many, especially the younger generation. What is your view? In the following report, Augusta is saying takes a look at the impact of superstitious beliefs in the society.
In African community, there are proverbs and maxims used to inculcate social and moral values in order to regulate relationships. Other than proverbs known as Nke, there are a number of beliefs among people arising sometimes from fear, helplessness, and other times from coincidences. They are called superstitions. These beliefs have been in existence since creation of human being. A number of them are not related with any scientific basic reasons, contemporaneity, and religious faith. Although they have nothing to do with wisdom and reasons, unfortunately they cannot be removed and eliminated from the mind, brain, and consciousness of people, having been part of their growing up. Superstition has two main causes: cultural, traditional, and individual experience. Some superstition, like the saying, if you swallow a seed of fruit, especially star apple, the tree will grow on your head. If you go to bed without a bath, you will see ghosts, not showing a baby a mirror. Our parents were no liars, but such was the way of getting children to do their bid. These beliefs instilled fear in the then children to do right, even in the absence of elders. Here are others from our respondents.
Usanga basi ese kene tangiko ina nyine kese abara do bida ka do so bokoro do mutum fuilo moto yin sina afo wara ina mbong afo so bokoro start moto afo kudo wo filo kilen foria afo ya kanam bo dia mbo men fi fan fi men kiswe kambawo sai kirete kan fira ya go to pe.
That was what I used to hear, that maybe by the time you swallow udra seed, probably it will come out from your head, and like a tree, I heard when you lie you will die, so that at least that habit of lying will not be in you.
So
what is the importance of superstition to a society? These beliefs have been shown to help promote a positive mental attitude, shape morals, shape people's perception and understanding of life. It is an intergenerational vehicle of values such as hospitality, chastity, truth, respect for old age, covenant keeping, hard work, and good character. However, they can lead to irrational decision making, such as trusting in the merit of good luck and destiny rather than sound decision making.
Akro and State.
They just put that fear into you, just that fear in you. But I think when we come to grow of age, I think that lie is not in us again.
On the other hand, superstitions have caused some to dwell in fear of the unknown and further indulge in certain unexplained actions such as carrying charms, wearing certain clothes, visiting places associated with good fortunes, preferring specific colors and using particular numbers, not going out of the house on certain days, maybe because one has hit the left foot on a stone, seen a black cat, and also is in the first trimester of a pregnancy. Due to widespread perception of Western culture, increased access to information and technology, superstitious beliefs are phasing out in the urban communities. Nevertheless, some people still cling to them. But it is worthy of note that some fraudsters use them to manipulate and defraud people. One does not have to change travel arrangements or skip any appointments because of unnecessary anxiety linked to a superstition, but rather work on having a positive mind for a smooth day, even when presumed that they work wonders like reality of old generation. An incoming generation child would question the scientific basis of every traditional belief, such as saying that time waits for no man. They would say, my times are in God's hands. Opportunity knocks but once. They will say, I have a God of second chance. And when one door closes, another opens. Make hay while the sun shines, and they would say, even when the sun goes down, there is electric power to dry the hair.
I have a film, and I'm not going to work again. I have a friend, and I'm out of the film. We don't have to be a meditation, so I don't money by me, I'm your body, Merago. They you don't come as a young lady, I guess, and the Indominiba, and the Midami. Indomina, we told you, the other from the other was in a young boggle, and you're Indomin. In a man, they made a man of your money, I don't believe you. Oh, no. I'll swallow it several times, but you eat a baggy.
So, is it possible that superstition and ancestral belief will be extinct sooner than later? Augusta Sien, Akbc News.
Ahead of the delivery of judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal in Abuja today, the military and the police have said they will not condone any unlawful action by troublemakers. The Director, Defense Information, Brigadier General Tukur Gusau, warned those who might be planning to cause violence to discard the idea. The tribunal, in a statement on Monday, announced it would today deliver judgment on petitions challenging the declaration of Bola Tinubu as the winner of the 2023 presidential election by the Independent National Electoral Commission. The chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, had on March 1 declared President Tinubu the president-elect because his party scored the majority of votes cast in the polls. The tribunal justices who will deliver the verdict are the chairman of the tribunal, Justice Haruna Samani, Justice Seven Ada of the Court of Appeal, Asaba Division, Justice Mansoura Bolaji Yusuf, Court of Appeal, Asaba Division, Justices Moses Ugo, Court of Appeal, Kanu, and Abba Muhammad of the Ibadan Division of the Court of Appeal. In the 2023 poll, the former Lagos State Governor polled 8.8 million to defeat the People's Democratic Party standard bearer, who scored 6.9 million. Labour Party candidate Peter Obi, who polled 6.1 million votes, and other 15 candidates. However, 5 of the 18 political parties that participated in the elections turned out to the court to contest the declaration by the electoral body. On August 1, the panel reserved judgment after the PDP, the LP, and the APM had adopted their final written addresses. Announcing the judgment day in a statement on Monday, the Chief Registrar, Court of Appeal Headquarters, Omar Bangari, stated that the tribunal verdict would be aired live on television stations. This, he noted, was to promote transparency and openness for Nigerians to watch the proceedings. He also said only accredited persons, including the council and representatives of political parties, would be granted access to the courtroom on the judgment day. Speaking on security arrangements made to forestall the likelihood of any breakdown of law and order on the judgment day, Gusto explained that the Guards Brigade and Army Headquarters Garrison, in collaboration with other security agencies, will not fold their arms and allow anyone to foment trouble. The federal government has unveiled plans to include families of wounded and fallen soldiers in the National Social Register and its poverty alleviation programs. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Betta Edu, made this known during a meeting with the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, on Monday in Abuja. Edu expressed the need to support families of deceased soldiers, stressing that there was need to expand the social register to accommodate military personnel that have either been wounded or affected by war, even soldiers that left their families behind. The minister said she was at the defense headquarters to solicit the support of Nigerian military to tackle humanitarian crisis across the country, explaining that alleviating humanitarian crisis and poverty is on the front burner of the Tinubu administration. A Kano State High Court has set aside the suspension of the 2023 presidential candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, from the party. Justice Usman Naam yesterday granted an interim injunction restraining Boniface Anyebonam, Agbo Major, and 15 other respondents from parading themselves as national officers or leaders of the party, pending the hearing and determination of the motion of notice. The judge also set aside the purported suspension of Senator Rabiu Musa Kwakwanso as member of the applicant's NNPP. A faction of the new Nigeria People's Party under the leadership of Major Agbo had expelled the presidential candidate of the party, Senator Rabiu Kwakwanso, over his alleged anti-party activities and misappropriation of party campaign funds. Kwakwanso's expulsion was announced in a statement released in Abuja yesterday by the NNPP factional National Publicity Secretary, Abdulsalam Abdulrazak. The development is coming barely 3 days after the factional leaders vowed to probe the former Kano governor and some of his loyalists over his alleged misappropriation of over 1 billion naira generated from the sale of nomination forms. But Abdulrazak affirmed that the decision to expel Kwakwanso with immediate effect was taken after he failed to appear before the disciplinary panel to defend himself over the allegations of gross anti-activities and mismanagement of party campaign funds within 5 days. For the family members of Michael Achibong, a retired staff of the Akbc, September every year will remind them of the painful exit of their father, brother, and son who passed on at 61. The funeral, which held at Community Secondary Commercial School Ibiakwitam, was conducted by Salvation Army Ibiakwitam Corps. Yarino Paul brings sounds and sights of the funeral.
It was amazing to witness the wife of the late Michael Achibong Lucy, the children and family members turning the tears of losing a husband and father into the celebration of his life and times. The Salvation Army faithful kept the atmosphere electric as they performed a march of witness in memory of the deceased, did a timbral display and soul-lifting songs. In their tributes, one of the sons, Michael Jr., friends, colleagues, and the church described the deceased as an amiable man who was always smiling, easygoing, and hardworking.
I think it was how long you live, but how much you achieve.
He mentored us. He was a husband, a father, a friend, a brother, and above all, was always there to be a motivation.
Mike was one of the most humble colleagues of the workman. He was a very forthright, sincere, and truthful person.
There would be sense to thank Jesus for us for allowing him to come and live a life worthy of emulation.
The Akbc TV chapel, in a condolence message read by the Vice Chairman, A.I.N. Paul, said Mike, as he was fondly called in the TV newsroom, was a committed member of the union who served as a Vice Chairman and editor in different administrations, a dependable ally and an epitome of love.
Even as he devoted his time and resources to counseling and mentoring younger ones. As difficult as this passing may be, we urge you to take solace that your late father has finished his early course with lasting impressions on the sands of time.
In his message at the funeral, Major Friday Ekbo, who preached on live as a human, not as an animal, said human beings who God created in his image are now envying animals and behaving like them, urging the congregation to shun bad attitude.
To live as a wild beast, like or not, one day you and God will meet for your own reward.
The biography of late Michael Achibong revealed that he was known for his resilience, constant hard work and passion exhibited in his office, the Akbc TV, which he joined on October 2, 1990 and retired in 2022. He was said to be a committed Christian who served passionately in God's vineyard, chairman of Ibiaku Itam Village Council, and a progenitor of Ibiaku Itam Community Games. The remains of the late Michael Achibong were later buried in his compound at Ibiaku Itam in its local government area. Iyageno Po, Akbc News.
And now to conclude our package, a quick reminder that as Governor Moyono marks 100 days in office today, several activities have been outlined to celebrate what has been termed the golden era. One of such activities is the commissioning of the internal routes at the Akbc market, including Ndia Street. Also, ahead of the delivery of judgments of the Presidential Election Tribunal in Abuja today, the military and the police have said they will not condone any unlawful action by troublemakers. And that's a package this morning. Thanks for your time. My name is Mercy Ekere. Yes, wishing you a beautiful day ahead. Good morning.